Hello Year 5 and 6. This week we are looking at party manifestos. A manifesto is a list of policies that a party says, if you elect us, if you choose us to be your government, we will do these things. A policy is just a really clever way of saying a promise that they're making. So it's a list, a manifesto is a list of promises. If you elect us, we promise to do this. Once they get elected, they do not actually have to do all those things. So sometimes they go, we promise we'll spend more money on schools and health, but they don't actually have to do it. We hope they will do most of it. So I have attached on Firefly this sheet here, and it has some of the key policies that parties will all cover, and they include education, transport, welfare, defence, international aid, health, law and enforcement. There's one here that says immigration. That one might be difficult to understand, and if it is, please can you swap that one for the environment? That should really be on here anyway. Now have a look at those and think about which ones you think are the most important. So which ones, if you were in charge of a party, if you were a politician, which one would you want to deal with first? Do you think that health is the most important thing? Is that the thing we should spend the most money on? Or is it education? Or is it our army and our navy, so defence? So what I'd like you to do is, if you want to print this sheet out, print this out, and you can cut out all of these policy areas, these promises, and you can rank them in importance. But the most important one first, and the least one at the bottom. If you can't print it off, then please just write down the policy areas. Once you have done that, because that might take some time for you, to decide which one is the most important, because you might speak to your parents and you might change your mind. They might convince you otherwise, or you might convince them otherwise. But once you have decided on your order, can you please write down why you think the one that you've put first is the most important, and why you think the one at the bottom is the least important. And then next week, we are going to start thinking about what we would do in these areas, what ideas we would come up with to improve education, to improve the transport system. And if you want to get ahead, you can start thinking about what you would do if you were a politician. Okay, bye.